Hello and welcome along to episode 32 of the official, unofficial Dundee Stars podcast, A View from Section C. Larzo, good to be back this week. Obviously, a week off.
Yeah, that was you.
Contrary to what some people were saying, it wasn't anything to do with the dodgy pizzas for Tesco or Asda or that.
No, nah.
Mr. Niche kindly reminded me it might have been a dodgy pizza. It wasn't. Junior here tested positive for COVID. He was in his bed all week, spluttering his guts. I'm still coughing, so you will see, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will see me muting myself randomly and coughing all over the place.
There's a lot of people in DIA wish you'd get muted and just saying.
Well, they weren't there because they wanted the drum back and they got the drum back, and
now they can keep it.
And now they can keep it. Thankfully, Addy Fraser has taken the drum, so Section E is going to get a little bit noisier. The young team over there, half the young team left. Connor came and sat beside us in the end, but the young team over in Section E.
That's it. The baton's been passed over. It's up to the young team now.
Yeah, so
us old boys could just sit back and listen to just watch the game and just have a wee chat as the game goes past.
Yes. So because we want to change things up a little bit on A View from Section C, we want to get a little bit more input from people. So we have a special guest today.
Very special.
A very special guest.
Very special.
But it also helps Larzo speak to somebody, because I'm probably going to hit a mute and cough at some random point. I've got a pint of juice next to us, so hopefully we're fine. But yeah, this guy, everyone will know this boy at the rink. He literally needs no introduction at all. Senior, do you want to give him an introduction this week?
He's just a legend, eh? He's just a legend. So on our podcast, right, we've had Robert Dowd.
Yes.
Legend. UK ice hockey. Legend.
Yep.
We've had Kyle Haas. Legend. Fighting legend. And we've also, what else have we had as a legend?
Anthony Beauregard.
Anthony Beauregard could turn out to be a Montreal Canadian legend.
Nick Riopel.
This guy,
Agent Stars legend.
Nick Riopel. Agent Stars goalie legend. Moncton Wildcats legend. He's also an agent, legend agents and all that. But this guy is above every single one of them. So I think it's about time you put everybody out their misery and bring them on the show.
It's Charlie Combs himself, Billy McGinnis.
It's Billy McGinnis.
Mr. McGinnis, how
some nonsense,
doing?
We speak some shite, mate, honestly.
And what better way to bring on the first of our fans on the podcast than someone else that just talks absolute shite, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks for the invite. Look forward to it.
Not a problem. So
I do love. I'm loving the Charlie Combs look, mate. I really do.
Yeah, that was probably Sonch last year. I quite enjoyed his mullet, so I thought I'd give it a go myself. And
they went
got rid of it yet.
they went through a little phase together, did they? Just Sonch and Charlie just getting that mullet. Maybe that's where we're going wrong this year. Maybe it's Sonch's not had his mullet yet. And it's just
Sonch definitely suited his mullet better. His was nicer.
So if you think about it, right, that Sonch and Charlie had the mullets and Billy's got a mullet, that just really leaves Connor. Because you and Connor have been mates for a long time, pal. So I think maybe Connor should get the mullet going as well, eh?
Connor's not got any hair left. He'll be like you in 5 years.
Yeah, so no, thanks for coming on, Bill.
Cheers, thank you.
Great to have you on. So just thinking back, obviously we were how do we blether before you came in there and thinking back. So when was it you actually started coming up to the Stars games? When did you start?
I don't remember the year exactly. I know it was the first year of the Elite League, which was Ladislav Kadurna, Matt Suderman, Nebus. I think it was all those boys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the first the first year I started coming and never looked back since.
Yeah.
So
Had you been to hockey before it, or was that your first hockey
yeah, so
experience?
I think the way it worked out was me and Connor used to go to the Friday night skating,
Okay.
and we just wondered what kind of events went on, and well, all the seats were assumed that someone went on. So one of the stewards told us about the Dundee Comets, and I think we went up to a Dundee Comets game first, and we thought it was all right, but we asked if there was a bigger team,
Mhm.
essentially, if there was any other teams, and the guy told us, yeah, Dundee Stars, and they've just came back in. Well, they're in the Elite League now, so
Yeah.
it should be exciting. So we came down to a Dundee Stars game, and so be it. The week after, they were outside the school giving out tickets as well.
We
So
might have been there, Larzo.
We might have been there.
yeah,
We were probably
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
I think can't remember the player who it was outside. Was Zard that year? Was he there? Chris Zard?
Yeah, Zarby came in towards the
Yeah.
end of that season, I think.
Nah, it couldn't have been him then. No.
Halfway through towards the end, I think he came in.
Right, okay. Yeah, I don't remember the player then. Maybe
Yeah.
Zard definitely was giving out tickets at one point.
Yeah.
But maybe it wasn't that time. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was how I got into the hockey basically. And if it wasn't for Sean McMurrow, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have came back because his first game was just wild. I think like it was.
I think there was a lot of boys like that. I remember I was on placement at Kick Off at Kiko.
Oh yeah.
And Paul Scobie was there, and obviously Scobie played hockey and that when he was younger, and he was always saying that kind of we're on the minibus going back to Dens and stuff, and he was saying like, oh, might go to hockey tonight. McMorrow's playing, Ken. Him and Weapon X are meant to be dropping the gloves. Ken, him and Penner, and honestly, just
Mate, honestly, I think my first game was actually against Nottingham when he dropped the gloves with Penner, and
yeah.
and he pointed to his stick to all the Nottingham players and told them to come on the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did that the very first game as well against Sheffield when we were getting pumped. I think
Oh,
we
did
lost
he?
the game 6-1, and
Something like
he
that.
skated over and he's pointing at every single one of them, saying, "Come on, one of you have got to come." And obviously, not one of them was going to go with
Yeah.
him.
I know. Nah, he
but-
was wild, and he was a nice guy as well to go with that. So it kind of, I was always into the physical side of the game, and that's what brought me back was his physicality and obviously his fighting. So, and that's why over the years as well, probably like if we get a fighter like your Justin Freenas, Craig Sescon, Kyle Haas, all these kind of boys, I'm always watching them rather than sometimes I miss goals because there's things going on with the fighters or there's chirping going on at the bench. I just kind of love all that stuff, you know.
Aye. Or
So
we're all sitting watching Whistle trying to get his stick out the net.
and they scored. That was right.
And they didn't score. That's right. Yeah.
I think a lot of sections you were sitting watching Jackson.
I know.
I
think I asked 3 people what happened there, and they were like, I was watching Jackson whistle.
Watching Jackson whistle. I know. Yeah.
But says a lot about the hockey we're playing, eh?
See the thing about like going right back, and you're speaking about McMorrow, right? The first few times it happened, the place was buzzing.
Yeah.
But then we'd never won again.
That's true.
And within the first 10 seconds, he'd fought, and that was it done. That was our entertainment for the night. And
because then you're shipping 7 goals.
that's it.
Yeah.
Because he's done his job. Everybody's going up to watch. Oh, McMorrow's going to be fighting tonight. They're playing this team. He'll fight him. They're playing this team. He's going to fight him. The fight was done and dusted. And then it was like, oh shit, we're just getting bumped now, eh?
I know.
And what then happens is he becomes the fall guy in a poor team because you can't. We McMorrow, you just couldn't carry him certainly for his sort of hockey ability. Now, listen, the guy's a hockey player. I can't speak about anybody. I'm no hockey player, but when you're looking, you're a team that's getting pumped all the time, and he's fighting in the first 30 seconds of a game. That's him done his job. He's then sitting down on the rest of the night.
He's benched, yeah.
That's it. And
he's
people
taking up an import space essentially as well, yeah.
And a lot of people, I must admit, I got bored of it. I'm like you, Billy. I like guys like a Haas, Farina, boys like that they could play, and if they fight, but they didn't necessarily go looking for it.
No.
See back with McMorrow, I always thought it was staged.
Before the game had even faced off, like, yeah.
A lot of it was staged. It was, we'll go out, we'll get the fight done and dust it. And that's us. We've done our job. We've got all these people in. That's it. We'll just let the boys go and play hockey now. And then when the boys went and got hockey, we got pumped every time.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, like maybe I was probably too young to understand the other part. I just wanted to go, like you said at the start there, like, oh, we'll go to the game tonight. Sean McMurrow will definitely be fighting, you know. So, but no, I get that.
Like, was saying it was Alder.
Yeah, well, he's no rank.
But no,
it's like you say, McMorrow was the highest paid player in that Stars team that year.
And he's playing not even 5 minutes of the game, really. Yeah.
And what was he gassed after about 10 games or something? Was it?
Something like that.
I don't even know if he made double figures.
Because nobody wanted to fight him.
I think we'd went. So was it? I can't remember how many games we'd lost in a row, but it was something ridiculous. I think we'd lost something. It must have been between, I think, 10 and 16 games in a row. We'd never won a game. And that was it. They had to make a decision. And unfortunately for a lot of the fans, it was McMorrow who had to go.
Yeah.
And but you bring that up to date, you look at it now, it's exactly the same with Kyle.
Yeah. No,
exactly the same. People are crying out for Kyle to be brought back. It'll not happen, but they want him back. Why? Because he brings that entertainment value to the game, but also the boy could play.
Do you know who Kyle reminded me a lot of? Was Colt King.
Yeah.
Like Colt King was a player, and he could fight as well.
Yeah.
So and Colt King was always a player that I wish the Dundee Stars would sign when he was playing for Sheffield. And obviously, again, I never knew the budgets between them at that time, you know. So we couldn't have probably laced his skates at the time, but
you're absolutely right. Same, different positions, but same kind of players. If they had to fight, they'll fight. They knew when to fight, but they also knew when not to fight and chirp and wind players up. But the presence, they had the presence there to say, if it goes, I'm coming on that ice and I'm fighting with somebody.
That's what I mean. King was a pain in the arse to play against, was he?
Great player.
Honestly, what a player, I really... And when we signed Haas, that's what he reminded me a lot of. And he's probably one of the main reasons we made the Final Four last year, to be honest. Because nobody wanted to come near us, eh?
No. So Sheffield did not want anything to do with Kyle Haas at all.
Nothing, mate. Nothing.
No.
Crazy.
So it kind of brings up to now. Obviously, you've been part of the club for a while now, watching the games, travelling up and down the country. We've had some good trips.
Entertaining the troops on the bus.
we've had some good trips down to Coventry.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Stopped off at a service station. Billy goes in and buys a bunnet.
I've got that bunnet in the bedroom there. Should have put it on.
So is that what you put on the door handle just in case somebody comes to walk in? That's when you know.
Well, no, now.
Too late for that, is it?
Too late for that. Well late.
But yeah, looking at this year's kind of team, and we'll kind of touch on, obviously we never got an episode out last week, obviously due to me having COVID. But last week's kind of performances, the 6-2 loss in Nottingham, and then as I could kind of only describe it as the Manchester meltdown. And for once, it wasn't another club having a meltdown. It was us. We crumbled. Losing 5-4 in overtime.
It was just crumbled. Absolutely, it wasn't even a meltdown. It was just absolutely crumbled for whatever reason. Only the team could say what the reason was. But...
So looking at the times of the goals for the last to go into overtime, 48-20, 53-10, and 56-58.
Yeah.
4-1 up and absolutely cruising.
I know.
To then go and lose it in overtime.
Against a good Manchester team as well. They're looking not too bad, eh? So these are points you need to be taking at home, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, I didn't really think Manchester are that good, to be honest with you. I think they're very much the same as I would say probably the same as us in Clan right now. They're in the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true.
And to be fair, they don't look like they can improve. I think that was the best Manchester could perform against us. Certainly towards the latter end of the game when they eventually started scoring, but I didn't think they were anything special at all, and we made them look good.
I must admit, I expected, and this is going to sound daft, we got beat 5-4 in overtime, and I expected a harder game for Manchester, considering they went into Fife and beat Fife something like 5-1, and I thought, this is a decent Manchester team that's coming up here, and then when we went 4-1 up, I'm sitting thinking they are shite.
Yeah.
And then I was firmly put in my place because were they shite or did we just end up being shite? And by the looks of it, I think we just ended up for that last 10 minutes or whatever it is, we were just shite. As simple as that. We were not at the races.
No.
Nah.
What's your thought on this year's team, Bill?
I'm probably classed as a happy clapper, to be honest, because I'm always the last one to be critical of any team, to be honest. But I do think defensively we're pretty slack. We're not scoring too many goals. What worries me was the lack of effort over the weekend's games. Against Sheffield, you'll probably agree, we didn't look like scoring. And well, we didn't, but we didn't even have that threat of looking like scoring there.
No.
I
get the feeling
that.
Yeah, I get the feeling like yourself, Billy, that it depends on who we're playing. So, like, see if you're playing the Clan and you maybe go 1-0 down or 2-1 down, you always think we're in with a shout. We'll score.
They get back in it,
They get back in it. But when you suddenly go 1-0, 2-0 down, 3-0 down against teams like Sheffield, you're thinking, we are not scoring 3-4 goals to win the game here.
No. Whereas last year you would think the opposite. Last year you would think we going into the third period 3-0 down, you'd say, we've still got a chance here.
Definitely.
Yeah. So somebody actually put it up that in the last 5 games in the league that we've played, we've scored 8 goals and conceded 30.
Yeah.
8 goals in 5 games is pretty poor.
You're not winning games if you're letting in 4 and 5 goals a game. You're not winning games.
You're not going to win games. No.
Definitely not winning games.
I just think it's slackness at the back. A lot of people were quick to blame Svensson, but to be honest, we got beat 6-2 from Nottingham there last Friday, I think it was, last weekend, wasn't it? And I'll tell you something, Svensson kept us in that game despite the score being 6-2. And it's becoming clear now that it's probably the defence in front of him that are hanging him out to dry.
And so, what, Billy? I think it goes for the top end of the ice, not just the D-men.
No, you're right.
It goes for the forwards back. Forwards we've said it before, Junior. Forwards make mistakes. People look at the goalie and they'll think, fucking goalie should have saved that. But then if you take it a wee step back the way, you think, see if the D had done that. And then you think, wait a minute though, the forward gave the puck away on the halfway line. And for me,
exactly.
it's the whole team that's conceding the goals at the moment. It's no Svensson. He's the guy that's unfortunately he's got the shit stats going up against him. But
he takes the brunt of it, really.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And he'll let goals in. He'll ken he's not playing well at times. But overall, it's the whole defensive ethic has. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the D-men are a bit sceptical of the goalie, or the goalie's no share about his D, the D are no share about the forwards back checking. There just doesn't seem to be any cohesion between the whole lot of this now.
It's when you say that, and we'll come into it, because we'll come into the review of the Giants and Steelers games just now. But the one thing that really got me on Sunday was Petgrave he was knocked on his arse up the top end of the ice. He came up, he went on the break, tried to go coast to coast, got dumped on his arse, and he back checked the hell out of the play and won the puck back. And then
I remember that exactly.
He came up the ice and had a chance from it. And that's I was actually saying That's how you back check.
I remember you saying that.
Regardless if you're the D-man or the forward,
Yeah.
you know, he's having to get back into his position, but he was the furthest Steeler forward on the ice, and he still got back there for everybody else and won the puck back.
And see what
that's it.
See
4
what
or
it
5
took out of
million
that.
up.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. What it took out of that is they're cruising at 4 or 5-0 up, and that boy's still putting that effort in.
Yeah,
nah, 100%.
So
and that's where what worries me is the lack of effort with our team, eh?
Yeah. So I always get a bit excited when I see that Giants are starting Jackson Whistle. No, purely one, I really like Jackson Whistle. I think he's top class. But I also feel he is their weaker option out of their 2 goalies, and he has that weakness on his shoulder. Always go top shelf on him, and he never sees it. So I was always excited to see him when he came out in the warm up. However, a 7-1 loss for the Dundee Stars on Saturday night. Again, we said it the week before on the podcast, Larzo. Mark Cooper in there with 2 goals and an assist. Didn't even get man of the match. 2 goals and assists for him. So, yeah, Cooper 24-47. Good one on the power play at 26-38. Cooper getting a second at 28-59. Songe pulled one back with quite a nice finish on the power play at 35-21, assisted by Dow and Semyonovs.
On Jackson's shoulder as well.
David Goodwin. It was. David Goodwin, 39-13 on the power play. Sam Ruop, 42-51. Scott Conway, 43-01, quick. And then Gabe Yabast at 52-37, giving them a 7-1 victory.
But you look at again, Conway scored. We scored, and Conway scored 3-4 minutes later. Yeah. So we scored at 35-21. Conway scores at 39-13, just under 4 minutes.
Yeah. Goodwin at 39-13, yeah.
And then it goes Goodwin at 39-13, Ruop at 42-51, Conway at 43-01.
Yeah.
3 goals in less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I know.
And again, we bring it back to the Manchester game as well at 48-20, 53-10, 56-58.
I don't know what it is. It's like if a team scores, and there's a guarantee they'll score again and again and again. I don't know what happens, but we just, our arses absolutely collapse for some reason.
Yeah. You look at that Belfast game, 0-0 in the first period. I thought, oh well, here we're doing no bad. Yeah. And then we're getting beat. That's if you're in the game at that first period, you're never thinking it's going to be a 7-1 game, are you?
No, definitely no, Billy. And it, you know what? At 0-0 we took it because we were playing hard. We had a few scoring chances. We weren't getting overrun. It was a 50-50 game. It could have went either way, and then it just collapses.
Yeah. Like you say, it's like all we need is one goal and the heads go down.
Yeah.
That's basically the way it seems to me, anyway.
Yeah. And it was that bad that Adam Keefe was able to have a laugh with the Stars fans.
I know, that's unheard of, is it?
When does Adam Keefe ever turn round and have a laugh with you about something unless shouting abuse at you?
He was bored. That's why.
Maybe he was, Billy. That's it. He was maybe slightly embarrassed.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, and at the end of that game, obviously Mason came out and rightfully so said if players don't want to play, they don't want to be here, then we'll look to changes will happen.
That was an interview and a half. That was it.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it.
No, I've not seen anything like that. Really haven't. I've seen Omar having a wee meltdown, but he's never come out with anything like that.
No. And that's probably the coach side that, like Omar, I preferred as a GM, whereas you could see more of a coach in Jeff. Yeah. And he speaks more like a coach, doesn't he? And you could tell he was upset. Like,
I said it. I think I said it on Sunday. Jeff Mason's a serial winner, as the words I used. When he played at Belfast, he was winning things. He was winning leagues. He was winning playoffs. He was winning cups. As an assistant coach, he was doing exactly the same. They were going into Champions League games. They were winning Champions League games. He comes to us. Regardless of the players that he's bought in, he's expecting they players to play at the level that he's played at. And he expects
100%.
and he expects the same results. He'll not get the results, but he at least expects the effort and work ethic to get there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I felt a bit more respect for him after Saturday,
Mhm.
after the interview. I thought to myself, right, okay, we're going to get an answer here. You know, you'd hope you get an answer. And the Steelers come into town, and we're pumped 5-0.
But you know what? Saying that, right? We got pumped 5-0, and we lost an early goal, which was another goal with the boy standing in the slot on his own.
Yeah, right,
But
back door, yeah.
Yeah, but the ship got steadied. It was 4 minutes, and then nothing really happened. There was chances, but you're still going at 1-0 down, and you're thinking, we're still in this. We could have collapsed. We never collapsed. We're still in it. It's only one goal. We might sneak a wee breakaway. We might get a power play. You never know what happens. And then if you put the graphic up, what happens? After a minute, they've scored again.
Yeah.
But
So
again,
Scott Allen at 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Thomas Pachuel, 21-23. Martin Lital, 27-37. The Moon Howler, McNally, 31-26. And then Lital, we second at 42-25.
3 goals in 10 minutes again.
Yeah.
I know. And you look at that game again, and that was the one where I just felt the effort was non-existent and we never looked like scoring. But like you say, Larzo, it's like you hope for that mistake at the back from the Steelers that maybe lead to a 2-on-1 or a 1-on-1, and then you're back in it, eh?
I
think that's what we need just now. A wee bit of luck.
The thing that really got me, and it went to show, we keep talking about this team toughness. We've got team toughness. The team toughness is there. Yet, a guy put your captain in head first into the boards, and not one person did anything. There was nothing. There wasn't even... Devon Daniels gave him a couple of cross checks, and then looked at the official to see if there was a penalty getting called on him, I think. And it was left at that. And I was absolutely embarrassed as a fan of any team. Anybody does that, you know... You see somebody who's vice captain this year? Do we know?
No, Lawrence, no.
Is
it Chris Lawrence again? No.
Is it Chris Lawrence? No, is it no Barry?
Is it Barry? Anyway, regardless, if that's Fife and their captain's put head first into the board, somebody does something.
Somebody's going.
Yeah.
You
know, somebody's going. Fabrizio Ricci can handle himself as well. Like he did in the show in the wee scrap he had on Sunday night, but
he just looked like he hugged them.
Yeah, we've seen it when he was here the first time. Like he's quite capable of handling himself. Like he's a tough guy, and I'd like to see more of Carter Folk as well. Like
I think this is the thing that frustrates me. And we've always said that we've never came on here to slate individual players or that on the podcast or anything, but it's really frustrating as a fan now where you didn't see that there's any commitment out there. There's nobody wants to stick up for each other. We had, I think at 5-0, somebody blocked a shot, and our bench is sitting wooing that we blocked a shot. Now I get that we spur each other up, but at 5-0 down to start.
Where's that 1-0, 2-0?
Wooing at 5-0 down at a blocked shot, but at 1-0 or 2-0, whatever it was, your captain's put in the boards head first. And there's no reaction. No reaction. It was despicable.
That frustrated the life out of me. You said it. We've never come on and criticised individuals, and I'm not going to come on and criticise individuals. There's enough. There's enough of that shit goes on the Facebook pages and stuff like that, and Twitter and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what people think. Ricci, whether he's captain material or whether he's no captain material or whatever. The thing about it is, he is captain. He's the boy who's got the C on the jersey, and he got planted head first into that board. Somebody should have fucking went after him. Somebody should have done it.
Yeah.
As you say, last year I think Tits McGee was fighting with us. Right? Probably the weakest guy on the ice. And something happened when we played Fife, and McGee was the first boy in.
Yeah.
He probably knows he's going to get a hiding, but he showed whatever happened, he's like, You're not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to come in and at least if I throw a punch at you, if I hit you once and you give me a hammer, and then fine, but I've hit you, and I've showed that I'm not frightened of you.
No, that's exactly what I'd said. Was you take the hiding there, even if you're not a fighter, you take the hiding there.
Take the hiding.
Sticking up for
you
your
went after your captain because you'll get the respect from the rest of your team, but more is you'll get respect for your captain for going in and backing him up.
Definitely, yeah.
But,
I'm hoping to see more of that from the boy Parker. Like, he didn't show much of the weekend, but getting beat 7-1 and 5-0, you know, like it's
again. We didn't call boys out on the podcast, but I think my face just said it all there when you mentioned his name, Billy.
I know
I'm going to be honest with you. The jury's out for me on Parker. I'm going to give him another couple of weeks to see. I don't think he's maybe trained a lot. He's maybe not played a lot.
We didn't need to bring in a centre. That was the issue for me. We didn't need to bring in a centre.
Yeah.
Right now, we're leaking in goals all over the place. Yeah. So a defenseman should have been top of the list.
Yeah. No,
whether or not there's a D-man available, I don't know. Surely there's a D-man out there available. Whether it's experience that we're looking for that's no there, I don't know. But I think the first thing we should be looking at was a D-man, no another centre. We've got Soki out injured, but we were still in games going forward. We still had players. We're out Soki and Rutkus again. Okay, so we're only 2 down again. But you've still got Johnny and Ben Brown sitting on the bench that could make up that wee extra ice time here and there for the third line or the fourth line, whatever it is.
Give boys a breather, like,
Yeah. The thing is, when Soki comes back, then what do?
You've got one rotating all the time, eh?
And it's a forward.
Yep.
For me, you'd be better rotating your D-men. And if you're going to carry an import, carry an extra D-man. But I think the D-men are the ones that are going to not struggle, but they're the ones that are going to probably feel the pain a lot. I don't think the boys I just think some of the guys maybe didn't have the service here, didn't think how tough it was going to be being a D-man in the Elite League. Because these forwards fucking absolutely pound them every time that puck goes in the corner. Yeah.
It's because don't want to go for it. We shit ourselves at the boards. If you see it, I think Dryden's the only one that'll actually go to the board.
Yeah.
And Chris, obviously, now that he's back. But up until that point, the other ones they try to chip it out. And how many times are we going to take a fucking delay game penalty? It's every week now. It's every game.
That's because we're trying to hit it off the boards too much. We're no looking for passes and just trying to dump it up there.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about this dump and chase again. But remember the last coach, it was called Jeff, that played dump and chase, and how that ended for him.
I just find this now.
All I'm going to say.
Listen, I didn't mind dump and chase if you're going to chase it.
Exactly.
And you're going to forecheck. Well, let's be honest. Like Sheffield dump and chase.
Yes.
And certain times of the game, every club will do it. When you've got your third and fourth lines on, you'll dump and chase. And what they do is stick it in the corner and they go and hit your D-men. There's no point in us dumping it and then changing.
Yeah.
We're going for dump and chase to dump and change.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said, the D is what worries me a wee bit, but you know what, Jeff will know, like hopefully he sees what we see as well. Surely he does, he's the coach. But I don't know. Do you guys think changes are needed in the D then as well, or
100%?
I think someone has to change. I don't know what it is. Do I care?
I think me personally, I'm underwhelmed with certain players that have played. There's take Colin Joe for example. He's played in the KHL. Okay, whether or not that is the worst team in the KHL, as people have said, doesn't matter. He made it to the KHL. Yeah. He played in that league. For me, I'd expect somebody a bit more, with someone a bit more composure on the ice and on the puck, and he just looks like he's ratty all the time, scared in what to do with the puck. And not quite there. He looks like he's now injured. I think he popped his shoulder out on Sunday
looks like it.
and left the ice. So then that drops us back down another D-man. But then
For
you've got
me,
guys
that-
like...
I just said that there, and that's how I think we should have
Yeah.
A
carried.
D-man,
yeah.
If we're going to carry an
Yeah.
ex-import, carry an extra D-man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got guys like Daniels and Verrier who straight out of college, and again, I'm not expecting massive things from them because it's their first year pro, but I'm expecting maybe a bit more speed, better skating ability. Is it quite there for me? I don't think so.
Yeah.
But again, maybe it's a confidence thing. If they get the confidence up, then
Yeah.
possibly they're at a better standard. But right now, confidence is that low that nobody's at a standard. And
Yeah.
Jeff said it himself. No one's at a standard where they're at a good standard of hockey right now.
Yeah.
I think they should have bulked up. I said that when they started signing players. Certainly at the back end, I thought they should have bulked up a wee bit more. I think they should have went bigger. Daniels is a great skater, I think. I think he
Yeah,
glides
he's
on the
got
ice.
good feet, yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
So,
But
we'll
we
look
need to
forward
bulk
then.
up.
Let's look forward then. Yeah.
Okay.
Sonchi's potentially out because he left the game injured on Sunday.
Yep.
So say Sonch, Soke, Rutkiss,
Joe.
Joe.
So,
Yeah.
so 4 out again.
Right.
And
So we'll go for. So we'll replace them. We'll replace them with Dolan, McGiffin.
no,
What's
No.
Can Pera up to?
no. There's one boy back playing hockey, Billy Hogg.
Billy Hogg.
Here's a wee bit of toughness for you. But
Yeah.
tough few games coming up. We've got 3 games, 2 games at the weekend, one on the following Wednesday. So Panthers at home on Friday night. Very difficult game. They currently have lost 4 out of their last 5 games. So again, they're up against it a little bit just now. Their confidence obviously a bit low. Larzo, you said it on Sunday. Are you going to be on top of Debo?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Rio, if you're listening, we apologise now.
I'm hoping for a Debo meltdown. I really do. He had a meltdown against Fife. I can't remember what goal was it. I think it might be when Fife went 2-1 up. Might be an equaliser or 2-1 up. And there's video of smashing his stick across the crossbar.
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, let's be honest. If you wind them up that much, they're only going to bring so many goalie sticks up here, are they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the thing is, fight like he's the first play. I think we need to get somebody on top of him. Somebody like
definitely.
a Parker or Folk.
Yeah.
Get him right in front of him and wind him up that little bit because
definitely.
he takes penalties. Debo for
Does
the
he?
goalie, he takes
He
penalties.
wants to fight. He wants to fight
everyone because he get any
Got a
space.
screw loose.
Oh yeah. Reminds me a bit of Andy Muffet.
Yeah.
He likes to be involved.
Yeah, he's certainly no a Nick Ryapel type of player, that's for sure.
No, well, let's remember though, Nick Ryapel's only one of 2 Stars goalies to ever get a game misconduct. So,
Yeah, but that was it.
and who was that? And who was that other goalie?
Ben Bounds. Oh,
Bounds.
The other one.
Who was our goalie?
McGill, was it?
No, I'm going to say Muffet.
Andy Muffet. Andy
For
Muffet was
Ragdoll
kicked
and
out
King.
for Ragdoll and Stephen King during the game.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, like I think the Panthers are probably low in confidence as well. They probably are expecting to do better than what they are.
Yep.
So I think I don't know. We're 4 boys down, but I think we could take them. I think we could play good.
Billy, I'm with you, mate. I think they're there for the taking. I must admit, I actually thought Giants and Sheffield were there for the taking. Looking at that
So did I, mate. Yeah. After Jeff's interview on Saturday, I thought we've got to do better on Sunday. But no, I think if it's boys' jobs on the line, then they need to go out and prove that they want to be here, eh?
yeah.
Like if you go into your work and your boss says you're not performing, you better do better, or you're away. You're gonna perform better, aren't you?
Yeah.
I Ken, you've never met my boss. He listens into this podcast, so
But certainly to
you
me, if your boss said you're not performing, you need to do better, then you would, wouldn't you?
and you look at Panthers. So played 3 games in the Challenge Cup. 1 overtime win. The other 2 were losses. So 2 points out of 3 games in the Challenge Cup. And then in the league, they've only had 4 points out of 6 games. Only winning 1 in regulation and 1 in overtime. So they've not had a lot of wins yet either.
No.
I think obviously all our wins came at the start with Challenge Cup. But I'm with you boys there. I think Nottingham are there for the taking.
Definitely.
If we turn up, and we've got to turn up.
I think they'll need to turn up,
It's
and if,
one
if
thing
Jeff,
that,
sorry, you go, mate.
I was going to say, one thing that Jeff had actually said was about fitness, and that our fitness levels aren't where they need to be.
Yeah,
and it shows.
That was a strange one.
It shows.
Right.
First period, like you said, Bill, first period against Belfast, nothing's up. We're in it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, bang, 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 3 goals down. We get 1 back, and then we tire again, and it's, what'd you say, 3 goals in however many minutes again?
4 minutes, yeah.
Exactly.
So
I suppose you could take the fitness back to the Manchester game as well.
As we say, Manchester as well, yeah.
4-1 up in the third period, and then maybe they were gassed. Fitness went, and that's what cost us the game, maybe. So, but
they do,
like
they do go hell for leather the first period. I must admit.
Yes.
They're at it for the first minute to the 20th minute, but then for the 20th minute onwards, you do see it does. They do decrease, and then that's when mistakes get made, whether it's because of the physical nature of the game, or are they getting tired, mentally getting tired. But the first period, we're in games and we are challenging. We're not saying that we're winning every first period, but we are in games, and teams know they're in a game. Yeah, we're still competing. But
we've not been pumped the first period yet, have we?
No. Let's just play 20 minutes.
Fucking jinx. We've jinxed it now, eh?
Oh, fuck it.
See if that's it. Billy's not back in the podcast. That'll be it.
That'll be it.
But yeah, so yeah, Nottingham at home. I think we could definitely take something from there. And then we go to Fife on Saturday. Them coming off of 2 very big wins. 3-1 down in Nottingham, and then where did it finish? On Sunday, 7-2 against the Glasgow Meltdown Clan.
Do you know what? That'll be a tough game. They're Fife are looking on a good run of form at the moment, eh?
Yeah. They've got they seem to have gelled well, eh?
Yeah. Definitely.
And they're looking to make changes. I think they're getting rid of the guy. There's a Swedish guy, I think, is it Fernholm or someone that's out with concussions? I think he's played since they've got there.
Yeah.
It's Simon Fernholm or someone like that, anyway. And a lot of the fans are saying that they're looking to replace him, so they're looking to upgrade as well.
Yeah.
It'd be a tough game. I'd be comfortable taking the point.
Without a doubt,
overtime, I'd take that. I'd take it right now.
Without a doubt. Also, we obviously had the Billy fact on the screen earlier. Billy once had a seat in Fife as a drum, dressed as Jesus. We forgot to add that bit in, dressed as Jesus.
I don't think Fife know that I was Jesus yet. You've just let that
out. No, I think they knew. But yeah, you going over to Fife on Saturday?
No, we're not gonna go. Nah. So, well. You know what? Like, you always, I'll no bother buying the stream, but we probably will. So, no doubt we'll watch it. But
difficult game in Fife on Saturday. Hopefully to pick up a point, and then we go to Sheffield on Wednesday. I think for me, we've beat Nottingham and Belfast. I think that's the only 2 big kind of arenas we've been to so far in terms of away games. That's going to be a tough one. Me personally, I think both times we've seen Sheffield up here, I've not been that impressed by them. I watched them on the telly against Guildford last week, And again, obviously, Guildford got the win in overtime with the little rat Connolly taking a wee dive in the corner and not getting the penalty for it, which
Was
was
that him? Was
wonderful to see. Wonderful
I
to
seen
see.
the dive, but I couldn't make out what player it was.
Oh, it was a massive dive, eh? It was never getting a
Yeah.
penalty in a million years for that.
Nah, I seen the dive, but I just couldn't make out who it was.
Yeah, Connolly. And then the ref actually said
Surprise,
that
eh?
when Jonathan Phillips asked him after the game in there at the timekeeper's box, the referee turned around and said, "It was a fucking dive." All right, there you go. That's it. Referee's called it. It's a fucking dive.
Not just
but
a
yeah,
dive. Not
yeah,
just any
fucking
dive. A fucking dive.
fucking dive. But yeah, Wednesday's going to be a tough one, I think, and I think that could again depend on how we turn up. I think that could get ugly for us.
Yeah, and how many bodies we've got as well, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
but
no, like, I'll keep it below 10. I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Come on, it might be a good thing, right? That we've got Panthers at home Friday, and then we're away to Fife on Saturday, away to Sheffield on the Wednesday, and then the Saturday, Sunday, I think we're away from home again, and then we're away from home again the following week. I think it might be a blessing in disguise that we're going to want to go on the road for a wee bit. Players might start to gel. It might be good to get away from the away fans and get away from the criticism.
Yeah. Nah, totally. That's why I try and keep
Junior, you're on mute, you twat.
Yeah. It's because I stopped to cough. I stopped to cough. Yeah, we are. It's away to Sheffield, then away to Manchester the Saturday, away to Guildford the Sunday, away to Belfast the Wednesday. And then we come home to Guildford, away to Coventry Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
So
it's not getting easier, but it might be good to get away.
Yeah, like you know say, it's one of them ones you just they might come together just for being so close in all these games.
Yep. And it's one thing I actually said about I put it on the Stars supporters page. We're all sitting laughing at Clan losing 10, 11 in a row. We're currently at 7. But all these away games are to come up. We could easily hit that if we don't perform, easily hit that.
Because you know how we always like to bring penguins into the conversation, right? So when the NHL starts, right, the Penguins, I think it's the first three of the first 4 games are at home, and then after that, the next 13 out of 16 are on the road.
Yeah,
and that's what they're speaking about. They're saying that might define their season, but it might also bring the whole lot of them together because they will be away for so long and they'll be travelling together, they'll be in hotels together. I hope it works with the Stars as well. I hope they begin to really start gelling, get away from all the shite that they hear at home games, to go away from home. Let's be honest, there'll be a crowd at Fife. Any place else, there's not going to be a lot of people there. There'll not be a lot of criticism, or they'll not hear a lot of criticism.
Yeah. Stars
maybe
bingo.
Maybe make them
Stars
play
bingo.
a bit better.
Maybe a game of Stars bingo, Billy.
Yeah, we hear the same shouts every week, so we're going to start Stars bingo.
I know you could. It's the same stuff, eh? The boy that sits behind again every week. That's all he shouts.
Yeah, but and Donna's favourite shout about the referee being shite.
Oh,
that's definitely on the bingo card. Definitely, because that's a guarantee every week.
Hey, Sweepy. What minute of the game she's going to see it?
Right, Donna, because I know you're listening, we're going to have a sweepy on when you're going to shout, "Ref, you're shite." Okay, that's it. But yeah, tough 3 games coming up for us in the next week. I'd be happy with the 3 points. Hopefully, the win against Nottingham and the point in Fife. But if I could take 3 points over all 3 games, I would take it. I think we need to get some points on the board and get moving in the league. And as you say, hopefully that we get back to that, get gelled now that we're going on this big kind of long road, run on the road.
I don't think the team are performing the way, like, obviously everybody expected, but like, I don't think there's a bad team at players there. There's just maybe something missing, that maybe 1 or 2 players. Yeah, like we've shipped in 13 goals there at the weekend. Like, I know that's, when you look at it that way, it's terrible, but I always try and stay positive, and like, if at Christmas time we're still the way we are now, then that's when you can start saying, right, okay, I was maybe wrong in what I said, but no, I think it could not come good as such. We're not going to win the league, but pick up maybe surprising points like Edinburgh used to do. Mind you, they go down to Nottingham and take a couple of points off Nottingham, or you know what I mean? And you're like, geez, I wasn't expecting that. Like, but
that's exactly what Fife are doing right now.
Yeah,
it's exactly what Fife are doing just now. They're winning the games that they need to maybe win. You know, like us in Glasgow. And then if they could pick up those extra points on the road, a win in Nottingham, fucking fantastic.
Exactly.
Maybe pick up a couple of points in Guildford or Coventry, Manchester. But start, like we always say, win your home games and hope for the best on the road.
But you look at that Fife team, right, and you compare the Fife team to us. And what I think the big difference between the two teams is the amount of the way they've balanced their team with experience and inexperience.
Yeah.
I think we are imbalanced between inexperienced and experienced players, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go with the goalies, you've got Shane Owen and Svensson, right? Owen knows the league. He's comfortable playing 50, 60 games a season.
Yeah.
And playing every single minute.
Yep.
Anton's probably the most he's plays maybe 40 games in a season if he's lucky.
Do you know what I was looking at as well? Like for Anton, he's only ever played, I think, quote me if I'm wrong, but he's only ever played one season out of Sweden as well. So I think he played a season in Poland, if I'm right. I don't know. You know, we need to look at. I'm certain that he's only played one season out of Sweden, and to come to a foreign country must be hard. And like a lot of goalies have mentioned the size of the ice pad at Dundee as well, and it's difficult to get their angles and things like that. Whatever, I don't know. I'm not a goalie, but like it must be difficult, you know. But
his English isn't very good either. I don't mean it in a criticism to him at all. I don't think his English is great, which you know it might play a little factor for him in terms of speaking and communication with the D and that, you know, because he's only got Nasland in front of him that's Swedish.
Yeah.
So,
but if you look at all the not all the Swedes, but the guys that have came for that Allsvenskan, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the league I think that's the only league they've played in.
Right.
A lot of these guys. So, the Swedes that have came in, even Semyonovs, right? They've not played. The Elite League is a North American style game. It's not a European game. It's North American, and I think a lot of our issues are down to these guys having to change their style of play.
Yeah. And they're not expecting the way this league's played, basically.
Nah.
So yeah, fingers crossed we can come away with some points this weekend.
We certainly need them anyway, do we?
We do. But Billy, thanks for coming on.
Not at all. Anytime.
Good
thanks
to have
again. Yeah.
Good to have a fan on, and good to get a fan's perspective of things.
Yeah. Even if I was just speaking shite, but that's...
Listen, the only difference now, Billy, instead of two, I've always said that, instead of two boys spouting pish, there's now three of us spouting pish.
and it's on YouTube.
It works for us. Works for us. What we'll say is, if anyone else would like to come on the show, please do just send us a message, drop us a wee tweet. Mikey Kidd, you could fuck off. You're not coming on. Talk shite. Gob shite.
I nominate Conor Kerr.
It'd be like John Dolan. Definitely get subtitles for that one. But no, thanks for coming on, Bill. It's been a pleasure to be back this week. Again, apologies for not having an episode to people. I did get a couple of messages moaning that I wasn't on the show, on the ball, and getting a show out there. But Shannon will tell you I was bedridden for the week with COVID. Unfortunately. So
well, the next time I'll just co-host with Larzo next time then, eh?
That's it. There we go. Look at him. He's muting his mic, right, and then going like that, as if he's fucking.
If only you knew. If only you
honestly,
knew.
Wonder what
Anyway,
you're saying about with there. Wonder what you were saying about with there, eh?
Yeah. Billy, I went through major knee surgery and was still on the show.
again, thanks to everyone that listens in. It's been a great episode this week. Again, thanks Billy for coming on. And
No worries.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
We'll
No
see everyone on Friday, and hopefully,
Perfect.
2 points.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.
Take
Thank
care.
you.